In this video, I'm gonna give you the 5-step process to crush your solar sales when you sell over the phone. Thank you so much for tuning in once again to another video on the channel. If you're brand new to the channel, please make sure you're subscribed and you give it a thumbs up if you enjoy the content of this video. Now, I know there's a lot of you out there that are starting to transition from door knocking to phone sales, Zoom consultations and stuff like that, right? And a lot of you obviously that that you're thinking ahead of time, and you understand that that's probably the most efficient way to sell, because if somebody doesn't show up, what do? You just go to the next one, right? But anyhow, you decided to start selling virtually. You started to start selling in your underwear. Okay? And what I want to give you is the 5-step process that you should follow, right, for closing a solar deal to ensure that you instantly start closing more deals. And here's what it is. Number one, you want to make sure that you greet them. Make sure that you spend time with them on the phone, on Zoom, whatever you do, to build rapport. Because you cannot, a lot of people think, oh, I'm just gonna get right into it because people don't like wasting time. I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I get on a call with someone and I don't like my time being wasted either. But sometimes they just get right into it to the point where I'm like, dude, this guy just wants to take my money. Like I immediately feel like a dollar sign and nothing more. And that is insulting. All right, to me at least, and I know to a lot of people out there, even though you don't want to be you don't want to have your time wasted. You don't want to just be treated as someone who's gonna buy something, right? And so make sure you spend time with people. Okay, rapport, to build rapport. Okay, very, very, very crucial. A lot of people just get right into it. They're like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna tell them what it is. Like, don't act like you're not interested. Because if you do, that's gonna lose you a sale, right? When you build rapport with someone in the first 2 to 3 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever, right? That's gonna ensure that they're much more inclined later on in the sale to actually take you seriously and buy into what you're saying, okay? Now, don't take this the wrong way. Don't try and push it when you know the guy or the girl, they don't want to talk. If they're the kind of person that they just like literally, you have to pull words out of their mouth because they don't like talking, basically. Don't push it. You can get right into it. You can try it, but don't push it, okay? But the bottom line is, if somebody's like, hey, if you ask them, hey, how's your day, man? How was your day? Hey, it must be hot out there in Boise, right? Or it must be hot out there in Phoenix, okay? Oh man, it's hot, and let the guy talk. Don't stop. Don't stop him. Don't stop his flow. Let the guy talk, and if he talks about something personal, make sure you write it down. Because if you get on the call, if you end up having a follow-up call, which you probably will, probably do a video on that, how to ensure that you have a lot less cancellation rate than you currently do if you're selling remote. You want to make sure if he's talking about his kids, that, and so you bring it up on the next call. So he doesn't you're not just seen as a sales individual, a sales guy, right? You're seen as somebody who's very considerate, who, actually made the effort to remember what the guy said, even though it was pretty easy. Just take notes as he was saying it. And so a lot of the stuff that I'm gonna give you in this video, you already know, but as you know, we need to be reminded we need to be taught. Number 2, this one is a game changer that a lot of people are not doing. I recently had a conversation with one of our clients and we found out that they're not recording their calls, okay? And I straight up told them, like, look, if you're not recording your calls, you can improve, because if you have a sale where you think was bad, or you don't even know what went wrong, right? Because that could always happen. You don't know what you did wrong, because the sale usually lasts from anywhere between 25-30 minutes to about 45 minutes, even an hour or longer. Okay, you can't remember everything that you've said in that period of time. And so the best thing the best thing to do in that case is to record those videos so you can listen to them later on. That way you'll be able to pinpoint exactly what you did, where you lost the customer, and what happened, right? Sometimes it's not even one thing. It's a sequence of things that you said wrong systematically during the call, and that's what made you lose it, okay? But you can't have that kind of feedback if you don't record your calls. So make sure you record your calls. Like this is like, if you don't do it, you're wasting money. Record calls. And number 3, you want to be able to, when you get to, so you've gone through all your presentation and you're about to present the price. And you're about to present, in that case, the loan amount, right? Unless you're selling, PPAs and power purchase agreements and whatnot, leases. You want to be able to say the price with confidence, right? And explain exactly what that is. A lot of people, when they know it's going to be a big system, they're like, oh, $95,000. I mean, that's a lot of money, right? And you think in your mind, oh, that's a lot of money. But guess what? If your mindset is literally, oh shit, that's a lot of money, that the nonverbal communication, like it's there, the tone in your voice, right? The timbre in your voice, the way you say the word, okay? The way you say that number is gonna come across, and they're gonna understand exactly what's happening. If you perceive this as a lot of money, the customer is also gonna see it as a lot of money, most likely. And so I know, again, it's something that everybody knows, but not everyone does it. When you say, hey, Mr. Customer, it's $95,000 and here's what we're gonna do. And here's how that works. So you have to be able to say $90,000 the same way as you say $9, right? How come you say $9 differently than the way you would say $90,000? Because in your mind, you know the buying power is a lot more with the bigger number than it is with the $9. $9 is you spend in Starbucks, okay? And that's the whole point. Be able to present the price with confidence. And number 4 is you want to make sure that you ask them during the call at all times if they have any questions. If you go through the warranties, ask them if they have any questions. If you go through the way the loan works, ask them if they have any questions. If you go through the way the solar system works, ask them if they have any questions. Always here's how I think about it. I know I need to be almost like obnoxious when asking if they have any questions. To the point where like, all right, dude, I freaking got it. Stop asking me, okay? That's how you want to feel, because the best way to prevent objections is by handling them before they ever come up. And that's the best way to prevent objections later on the call when you're doing your sale. The reason why? Because if you don't ask, if you just treat it as, I'm just gonna freaking sing the song, present it, and then tell them what the loan amount is and make them sign. But that's not how it usually works, because if they have questions during the call, during the presentation, and you don't give them the opportunity to ask those questions, they're just gonna leave you to talk, right? Out of sheer politeness. And so you wanna make sure that you ask them at all times, Mr. Customer, is that clear? Do you want me to go over it again? Do you understand? Do you have any questions on that? You wanna be asking those all the time. And that's the best way to prevent an objection ever coming up later on the sale. And to be honest, I hate to get objections like at the end of it. In my mind, if they're not completely sold, I'm not gonna present the price because it's worthless. What's he gonna do? They're not convinced. They need to be salivating before you present the price. You don't want to be like, all right, so it's $65,000, and the customer's like, all right, I'll be in touch. Click. You don't want to do that, because that's exactly what's going to happen to you if you don't do that kind of stuff. And if you've done it before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You're like, oh shit, you just hang up, right? And so we're trying to prevent that. And number 5, which is so freaking, I cannot even believe how many people don't do that. But if you're one of those people, you will lose a lot of sales because of it. So, and here's what I'm talking about. You want to be honest with people. So you want to make sure that you're honest with people. When you present the price, don't tell them that's only for today. That's only for the end of before end of the month. That's only, because that's not true. And if you live, now more and more people are starting to understand solar. And if you talk to somebody who's already received quotes, okay, you don't know what they've talked about with the other person. So you can't tell them this is just by end of the week, by end of the month, right? It's on the first come, first serve basis, because that's not true. Is that true? No. So don't try and, bullshit them. Tell them the truth, okay? You can't be saying this stuff to somebody in California, somebody in an area where solar has been a thing for years. Because they most likely have received quotes already, and you would feel, and you would basically, look stupid in their eyes if you're trying to be the sneaky oil salesman. All right, so it's only for today, and if you don't buy it, it's gonna go up. You're trying to be as honest as possible with them. Make sure that, hey, Mr. Customer, I understand you want to be completely off grid, but to be honest with you, these batteries are not worth it right now, because if you get the batteries, you're actually going to end up you would probably need 6 to 8 batteries to power your home only for 24 hours. And the amount that you would end up paying for those batteries, in my opinion, Mr. Customer, is not worth it. And be honest with them. Don't be the kind of guy, hey, I want the battery. No problem, I'll sell it to you. You want to make sure that they feel like you're doing them a favor. You're telling them exactly how many times you've entered the store and the guy's like, you've asked them their, professional opinion about the product. They're like, yep, you can get it, right? They don't tell you the truth. And what it makes you feel when you go to buy something and you thought about buying something for a while, but you don't know you don't know what you don't know, right? And so you want to buy the product, and then but the sales professional's like, Actually, if I'm you, Mr. Customer, I probably wouldn't buy it because X, Y, and Z. I'd be looking at it, this product. It might be $5 more expensive, but it would do you a heck of a job, right? I prefer that than somebody who's just gonna sell me anything. I want their professional opinion, and so you wanna be seen as somebody who's a professional, okay? So don't just sell them something for the sake of selling them something, right? Make sure you're honest with them, and don't make them like call you bullshit, because like I said, you're gonna be seen as somebody who's just trying to sell people stuff. You wanna be seen as their financial advisor, who's there to look after their finances, who's there to save them money, which is what you are. All right, so I hope this was of value to you. Again, if you wanna learn how to grow your solar company, if you wanna learn how to generate more leads and appointments on your salespeople's calendar, make sure you click the link below, schedule a call, and we'll be able to tell you exactly how we're gonna do that. Till next time, my friends, take care, sell more solar, and I'll see you again on the next video.